Yo, what's happening, party people? Welcome back to yet another episode here on the channel. It is another episode of Football Manager 2023 here in our Hearts save. This is our final season in charge of Hearts, and then we are going to leave at the end of the season, sim on 10 years, and see whether it is challenge complete and Hearts can remain as one of the top dogs in Scotland and potentially kick on in Europe if we are unable to do so this season. But like I say, moving on into this season and into today's episode, we are looking okay in the league. We're doing alright. We are second in the league with 12 points from our opening 5 games. We have lost 1 game so far this season. It is okay. That was Celtic. It is what it is. But today's episode is a double header within the Champions League. If we jump across into our schedule, you'll see that we have a couple of games coming up. Today we are going to be playing against Inter Milan in the first game. We're going to have a couple of games off screen before we then take on Ferencvaros. I don't know, chat. You guys are going to have to get in the chat and let me know how you say that, because I am definitely wrong. Then after that we'll have a double header episode against Rangers and Shakhtar before then playing Celtic and Porto in the following episode. Now I'm going to be recording the next 3 episodes all right now today. So if I don't see any of your comments or you don't see anything change, because of your comments, don't feel like I'm ignoring you. It is just because we're going away. We're having a weekend away with the family. So ultimately, I need to get a few recorded just so that they go out and you guys do not miss any content. So like I say, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. First game up, Inter Milan in the Champions League. It is a huge one. I generally believe that if we beat Inter Milan, we can qualify inside the top 8 for the very first time, because our games aren't all that hard. We've got to play Inter Milan, like I say, we've got to then play Ferencvaros, then we go on to the Porto game, Villarreal, which is winnable. Both of those are winnable. Dynamo, definitely winnable. Roma, I think we can beat Roma. We beat them in a pre-season friendly. United, tough game, but I reckon we can give them one. And then I think that is it for the league phase. So let's say we lose to United and Inter Milan, right? Then we win our remaining 6 games. 6 games times 3 is 18 points. 18 points every season would qualify us inside the top 8 in the league phase. As you can see, this season would have qualified us in and around 5th. This season would have qualified us in and around 5th again. That season, again, in and around 4th or 5th place. So I generally believe that if we can get a result here against Inter Milan, it is going to give us a huge potential to qualify into the top 8, and therefore one less round in the knockouts will be in the round of 16, which we got to last season, and potentially a shot at the Champions League. I mean, I think our team's good enough. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into our team to play against Inter Milan. So I think this is the team in which we're going to go with. We've got Matteo Rizzo in goal, Calvin Ramsey at right back with Magala and Mete Korkmaz in the middle. Luke Shaw is going to play at left back with João Gomez in the ball-winning midfield role and Pozzo in the DPL. Nolly will play on the right-hand side with Pedersen in the cam, Skeldrup on the left, and now on loan Endrick up front. On the bench, we've got a couple of decent players. It was close between Doig and Shaw as to who we play. But we're going to go with Luke Shaw. We've got Lorenzo Luca on the bench. We've got a decent team. Not too many players missing. So like I say, I think we've got a good chance at getting something out of this game. So without further ado, let's just get into it, see what happens. We're hoping for a decent result. I generally believe we can get a good result here. I mean, a draw would still be an absolutely fantastic result against Inter Milan. They are a very good side. You can see their team on the left-hand side. Still got the likes of Lautaro Martinez, Barella is still there, Bastoni, Milan Skriniar is still there as well, Otavio. Yuri Tillemans is on the bench, for God's sake. Like, that's how good Inter Milan's team are, right? They really do have some depth. But obviously they have a lot more money than what we have, so let's see what we can do. Let's say good luck. We might need a little bit of luck. We are away from home as well, which makes this game a little bit harder. Just a flat 4-4-2 as well for Inter Milan. 2 up top might make it a little bit harder for us to deal with. But you know what? We're going to go for this. I generally believe we can. I feel like we can. It's like a sellout crowd as well. Nice. Here we go. Come on, boys. We got this, Jack. We got this. I hope we got this. We played Inter Milan like every season as well. Granted, we've been beaten by them every season. But every year we've been in the Champions League, we've had to play them. I feel like it's a good test to see how far the team has come over the summer. Shall we have... Let's get some latest scores going on. Already a load of goals going in. Bayern are playing City. Porto are beating Liverpool. Rizzo plays it short to Gorkmaz. Now Luke Shaw. Pozzo, decent. Alright, nice football. Pedersen, loads of space, turns, runs into it, gives it to Hendrick, who could be offside. He rounds the goalkeeper. Is he onside? I think he's onside. Let's go. I actually thought he was miles off, but Hendrick, after 17 minutes, has put us in front. Oh, he's onside. He is onside. I was looking at number 37. A bit of confusion then between the defenders and goalkeeper, and we take the lead, 1-0 Hearts, after 17 minutes. No. Oh, I didn't want to concede straight away. Could we have not held the lead for a little bit longer? A minute? Not ideal. Not ideal. Bit scrappy as well. But it is what it is. Let's see if we can get back in front. Ramsey finds Pedersen. Back to Ramsey again. Looking down the line towards Noni. He can't get there. Bastoni now playing it to Barella. Inter Milan look to build out from the back. It's decent football from Inter Milan, that. Ataro Martinez, though, swamped by Hearts players. But then it's given away by Korkmaz. And Correa's in. Shot. Goal. 2-1. Inter Milan lead. And again, that's come from some poor passing at the back. We've given it straight away. And after feeling real positive after going a goal up, we're now 2-1 down. Within, what, 5 minutes of going a goal up? So frustrating, that. Really is frustrating. Angel Correa are at the double. And we've still got a whole other half to come. 5 minutes left of this half. An equaliser would be amazing. I mean, we're in this game, chat. We are in it. I mean, the change of system might be up for... Oh no, it's sent Maxman into the box, to the byline, pulls it back. Martinez free. Yeah, the danger there. As soon as St. Maximin was running through, they just screamed danger. And to be 3-1 down at half time after going a goal up is, yeah, it's quite annoying. I mean, Celtic is still drawing 0-0 at Barcelona. Fair play to Celtic. Man City still 1-1. Liverpool still losing. It's a long way back for us now. It really is. Oh, Pozzo's lost it. Nice, Luke Shaw gets it back though. If we can make it 3-2, there's still a chance for us in this game. But if Inter Milan get the next goal, I think it's definitely game over if they get the next goal. We go 4-1 down. Seconds, boys. Got to be getting them second balls. Truffett on this left-hand side plays into Correa. He's got support in the middle. It is Martinez, and it clips the post on its way past. Again, Martinez and Correa are both running the show at the moment. Really hurting us. I think it's time to make that change that I was on about and just change the formation. We're going to revert back to our 4-3-1-2 formation. I'm going to take Skeldrop off. Lorenzo Luca is going to come on. Noni is probably going to have to go off. But who do we bring on? I guess we bring Pozzo to the Mazzala. Mansbeck on. I'm okay with that. See whether that does anything different. We are going to have to go attacking as well if we want to get back in this game. Man City have just gone 2-1 up against Bayern. Still 0-0 in the Barcelona-Celtic game, which is interesting. Liverpool still losing to Porto by a 1-0. Korkmaz is having a terrible game. Going to bring on Borset. Pedersen's absolutely knackered. They're going to take him off. We're going to bring on Marshall Colbert. And that's 4 out there. Let's take off Luke Shaw as well. I mean, Magala's not having a great game, is he? But we'll take off Luke Shaw, bring on Josh Doig, some fresh legs. Porto are now 2-0 up against Liverpool. That is absolutely huge. Dynamo are winning by 2-1. Celtic still 0-0 with Barcelona as we go into the last 8 minutes here. It's kind of annoying. It is kind of annoying. Oh, I was going to say, you don't want it to be 4-1. I mean, we've been in the game. We're giving it a go. We are playing against a very, very good side in Inter Milan, away from home as well. Would have liked this game against Inter Milan to have been at home, really, just to give us a little bit more of an opportunity as Tielemans fires wide. I think we're just going to have to settle for it. A 3-1 defeat. Some other results have gone the way in which we would like. For example, Barcelona drawing with Celtic, Liverpool losing to Porto. I mean, were we better when we moved to this formation? Who knows? There weren't as many highlights. There is that. If we have a look at the XG, it's sort of carried on in the same vein. We actually lost a little bit as we made the change, so I'm not 100% sure. Do you know what? Let's just forget about it. We move on. There's plenty more games to go in the Champions League. I'm not worried about qualification just yet. Obviously, it's only the first game. It was a tough one we had to play. Let's move on to the next one, chat. It's a tough one to take, but we can swallow that. We're Hearts. We played Inter Milan. It's fine. Let's get on to the next. Okay, so we are back. It is time to play Ferencváros in the Champions League. The Hungarian side are up next for us. Before we do jump into that, we did have quite a few games in and amongst the one between the Inter Milan game and this one. We drew 3-3 with Motherwell in the league. We then beat Inverness 5-2 in the Premier Sports quarter-final, and then beat St Mirren by 2-1 in the league. Lorenzo Luca has been playing pretty well, been scoring a couple of goals. He actually scored 2 against Motherwell, 2 against St Mirren. Didn't start against Inverness, but did start in these other 2 games. He is going to get quite a few more starts now because, unfortunately, we have lost a couple of players due to injury. Endrick is going to be out for 2 to 5 weeks. Also, Skeldrup out for 2 to 5 weeks. So this is going to be a little bit of a tough one. We have had to make changes for today's game. Pedersen's going to go over to the right. Colbert in the middle. And then Noni Maduki will move over to the left-hand side with Lorenzo Luca playing up top. There was part of me that thought, you know what, we should maybe change up our formation and revert back to that 4-3-1-2 formation. And still, I think it might not be a bad shout. If we did, we could put Colbert into like the Mazzala, Pedersen in behind, Maduki up top with Lorenzo Luca. I don't know whether I should. Like, quite frankly, if we was to do this and then this, I actually think this would work quite well. Although apparently Noni can't play as a striker. I thought he said he could, but it is what it is. I think we're going to go with this formation just for now. See how this works out for us and then go from there. So let's get into the game then against Ferencváros. I keep saying it differently. Every time I say their name, I say it differently. It's kind of frustrating. Why can't they have simple names? Ferenc, I definitely say it's Ferencvárosi. Ferencvárosi. That's what I think it is. Ferencvárosi. Ferencvárosi Torna. That's who it is. Ferencvárosi. Don't know any of their players. Don't see anyone. They do have Thomas Berger. Love a burger right about now. Pretty hungry. Let's get into it. Home game. We've got to be winning it. If we lose this, my thought of potentially qualifying in the top 8 becomes, are we going to qualify at all? You'd hope so. Yeah, none of their players are known. They have Kiss and Burger. Kiss your burgers. Alright. Here we go. It's like we're playing Celtic. Let's just think we're playing Celtic, although they're probably half as good as Celtic. I'd expect us to win the game. Let's get into it. Bayern are playing Chelsea now. Bayern lost their opening game to Man City. Imagine how they now lose to Chelsea. That would be huge. 10 minutes in, no highlights. Would have expected a couple. United are 1-1 with Roma. Fiorentina beating Galatasaray. PSG now 2-0 up against Atletico Madrid. There's still not much happening in our game 25 minutes in. Okay. Here we go. First highlight of the game. Korkmaz finds Luke Shaw. Now Magala at centre back. Coming out, gives it to João Gomez. Now Colbert. Pedersen has to go back. That's fine. Pedersen gets it again. Lofts it over the top for Ramsey. Ball into the box, and Lorenzo Luca probably should be doing better than that. Wasn't the greatest of finishes in his book. Inter Milan are beating Porto by a goal to nil after Porto got that great 2-1 win over Liverpool. Ramsey again with loads of space. This time it's a poor ball into the box, but we've won it back through João Gomez, and Pedersen will strike, but over the bar it goes. A few empty seats in the away end. The home end looks fine. This is our first home game since the expansion has been completed. We're now up to 25,000 all-seater as Noni goes for goal. I don't actually see where the expansion is. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I do wish it was a little bit like LMA Manager when you could beef up your stadium yourself and you could make the changes and you'd see the changes, you know. That was nice. I've got a bad feeling this is going to be 1-0 to Ferencvárosi. Oh, nice. There we go. Maduki, what have you got? Still driving. Goes for goal. What a finish. What a finish. That's what we needed. 1-0 Hearts. It took us 35 minutes to get the opening goal. We lead at the Hungarian side. Ajax are a goal down to Arsenal as well. Roma are now 2-1 up against Manchester United. Inter Milan have conceded against Porto. That's now 1-1. Still 0-0 in the Chelsea Bayern Munich game. I think still 0-0 in the Celtic game as well. We've had lots of shots. I'm happy so far. Let's keep this going. I mean, Ferencváros haven't had a shot the whole game. I'd definitely like to get a second. Because imagine they just have one shot and they equalise late on. It would just be devastating. United have made it 2-2. Dom Calvert-Lewin with the goal. I'd imagine Endrick might overtake Dom Calvert-Lewin. I don't know. City are 2-0 up against Leipzig. Maduki's got a knock. I can't afford for him to be out for several weeks. We've got to play Rangers next. I might have to take him off. In fact, I'm going to. Lorenzo Luca! Let's go! Offside. I didn't think he was. Didn't think he was, to be honest. I think this goal stands. Let's go! Come on. So Marshall Colbert picks it up. Turns. Yeah, it's tight. He plays it into Luca. Luca first time. It's a good finish. And I think now is a good time to revert to this formation. Maduki wants to come off anyway. We've got Jaurus Sende who can come on. That's fine, that's fine. This is all fine. We've got a couple of yellow cards in terms of Calvin Ramsey, so we might as well take him off. Colbert is knackered, so we'll take him off as well. And then we've got a couple more subs. Pedersen can play in a Mazzala, I guess. It's not too bad. I mean, I guess we could bring on, if we're going to take Pozzo, we could take Pedersen off. Let's take Pedersen off because if one of our wingers gets injured, we know Noni's probably now going to miss the Rangers game. If Pedersen was then to go and get injured as well, we'd have no wingers, which would be devastating because it means we won't be able to play this formation. Bayern Munich are 2-0 up against against Chelsea. That's going to give them 3 points, a vital 3 points as well. United have just gone 3-2 up against Roma. City cruising past RB Leipzig now. Barcelona a goal down to AC Milan after after drawing their opening game. They've actually just got a late equaliser. They drew their opening game to Celtic. It looks like they might be drawing again against AC Milan. Luke Shaw with an unconvincing clearance. And there's a chance here, but well blocked. And now Luke Shaw trying to play it away. Finds Jaurus Sende looking for a third goal. Jaurus Sende, I don't think he's scored all season so far. Probably going to be his final season at the club. I'd imagine they would look to sell him when I leave. The only reason I didn't is because I had loyalty to him, because he was one of the first big players that we signed. I feel like he was one of the players that really helped us make a change at the club. So yeah, owed him a little bit of loyalty just to keep him around. Liverpool are beating Nice. Diogo Jota was the only goal of that game so far. Still potential for Nice to get a late equaliser. And Celtic are a goal down to a team that I'm not even going to try and mention their name, but a team that they definitely should be beating after drawing against Barcelona. They're now a goal down as Jao Resende's made it 3, and the flag is up. Again, I don't actually see anything wrong with this. It is disallowed. Wow. Okay, so clearly there was something wrong with it. We do get to see. Oh, it's tight again, but it's probably the correct decision. Okay, the third goal will not stand. Liverpool now 2-0 up against Nice. That's that game over and done with. Okay, brilliant. A 2-0 win, chat. That is what we needed. I'm happy with it. I'm going to point the finger. Very nice victory. Hopefully Noni's not injured for too long. Like I say, some of those results, this is what's good about this league phase, right? Is you've got teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, technically not in a qualification position because you need to be in the top 24. Atletico Madrid down in 34. I know we've only played 2 games, but it's nice, right, to have hearts above those sort of teams. You've got Young Boys up in 9th with 4 points. You've got Fiorentina who won both their opening games. Arsenal somehow played 3. So have Milan. So they must have played during the week or something. Noni is injured, just a bruised thigh. Do I give him an injection to get him through the game? No. Do you know what? Against Rangers, we'll have to go back to playing our 4-3-1-2 formation. It is what it is. But we do receive £2.4 million for our win in the Champions League. The finances are looking real nice, especially after the sale of Endrick and Aaron Hickey, and a lot of the Aaron Hickey sale as well was in additional add-ons, so that's going across into the overall balance. I have gone and signed a load of youngsters, as you can see here. These are all young 17-year-olds. This lad, 18 years old, David. I'm imagining it might be called David, given the fact he's from Spain. I don't know. Model citizen, 16 finishing, 17 determination. Got some okay pace. Like I say, 6'6" as well, which is incredible. To have someone 6'6" and still have some decent pace about him. I mean, if he can work on his heading, that'd be great. But he's going to be signing for the club, and I sort of looked at him as like a direct replacement for Endrick. But then he is going to have to fight against the likes of Lorenzo Luca, etc., Milicevic as well. I also believe I did put loan back, so he is obviously on loan as well. So yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. I think we're putting Hearts in a very good position for when we leave. But as today's episode goes, we lost to Inter Milan by 3-1, but we have beat Ferencváros by 2-0, giving us a decent position in the Champions League. Like I say, for the next episode, we'll be playing Rangers and Shakhtar. So we'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate everyone who's been watching so far. If you haven't already, do smash that thumbs up, because it really, really does help out the channel. Get in the comments, let me know what you think of the save so far, and we'll see you on the next one.